Hey, it's Austin and welcome back to the Upswing Report. Here we're all about business, fashion, and lifestyle advice geared towards helping you achieve your potential. Today's video is all about things that you are probably doing that you're not aware of that are dangerous for your health. And these are not the obvious things like not exercising, drinking enough water, or getting the proper amount of sleep. Hopefully you're already taking care of those things. But the list here are things that you probably are not even aware of that are harming your health. So let's get right into them. The first one is using antiperspirant. I got two sticks here. This is antiperspirant and this one right here is deodorant. And now what you might not realize or be aware of is in antiperspirant, it'll say right on the stick that it's antiperspirant, and this helps you not sweat. Obviously there's a lot of benefits to not sweating, you're not pitting out and whatnot. With this classic deodorant that is not antiperspirant, there's something that's not in here that is in here, and that is aluminum. And aluminum has been linked to showing that if you use it too often, that it can actually cause Alzheimer's disease for people. And that's something that's obviously not ideal. But being practical, sometimes just your average deodorant doesn't do the job and you kind of need the antiperspirant. But what I do is whenever there's a situation where I'm not gonna be moving a lot or it's not gonna be a stressful situation where I might not be sweating that much, I'll try to use the deodorant and not the antiperspirant. I try not to use this every day. I use it once in a while, but relying on this can help your health, and if you're not doing it, you might wanna look into it. I've also seen Aaron Marino over at Alpha M's YouTube channel recommend Thompson t-shirts, which they're basically your normal t-shirts that have extra padding under the armpits to help you not sweat. And so that might be another solution, and I can leave a link to the Amazon listing below so you can go ahead and buy some of those shirts and try them out if you are definitely sweating too much where the deodorant is not enough. All right, the second thing is you're sitting at a desk way too often. In normal corporate America, I know a lot of people are in a cubicle or they're sitting at a desk 6 to 8 hours a day. And over time, that's really gonna be bad for your back and can cause a bunch of different problems, not only including lower back pain or just back pain in general, but there's a lot of other health risks associated with just sitting on your back, compressed spine. Now there are standing desks where the whole thing in and of itself can be raised or lowered depending on what you wanna do. I have a standing desk that pretty much just sits on top of a normal desk, and you can put your computer on top of it, your keyboard, plants, or whatever else you have on your desk. So it just helps you stand and helps your back not to be compressed so much by sitting on it too long during the day. Now, if you've been sitting at a desk, that might be kind of tiresome to just completely switch and start standing at your desk. One way to kind of ease into this is to use your normal chair, just put it right by your legs and have one foot up, almost like a flamingo, and just keep your knee on top and rest it on the chair. Now you do that and it's basically easing into switching into standing completely. Now you can obviously switch your legs once your one leg that's actually supporting you gets tired, but eventually you'll start standing and then it'll be normal and you will feel much better in your back health, your spine, your overall health will be much better because you're not sitting on your back so much. All right, the third thing is to keep your phone away from your junk. My uncle works at a cancer research facility in California, and whenever he's back home, he always says, don't keep your phone in your front pocket, and if you have to keep it on you, keep it in your back pocket or keep it in your jacket. And when you can, when you're sitting down or you're doing something where you're in a certain area for a while, take it and set it down on a desk or a chair, somewhere away from your body, because all the phone service and other things that are going on with your phone is going to eventually cause you to have health problems. Now, he says it's completely linked to cancer, so it's something that you definitely want to keep away from your junk. I'd rather have cancer on my butt than on my nuts, so definitely keep your phone away from your privates as much as possible. The fourth thing is improper nutrition. There's a ton to unpack here, but I want to harp on macros and having an alkaline-based diet. So for macros, I can link to a video right here that'll explain a little bit more about what they are and why I personally like to use them to keep my diet on point. Now for an alkaline-based diet, pretty much if you remember from chemistry, there's acidic and there's alkaline on the pH balance spectrum. Most of Americans' diet, or just diet I guess in the world, generally is more acidic. It's your processed foods, it's your meats, and it's just basically the easy junk foods is gonna make your body more acidic. Your fruits, vegetables, nuts, and legumes, that's gonna be more so on the alkaline-based diet. And that's why you hear all these people talking about vegan diets and why it's so healthy. And I personally am not vegan because I like protein and I enjoy eating meat. But that all being said, this book kind of goes into more detail on the alkaline-based diet. I can leave a link in the description below, but pretty much has a bunch of different ways and recipes for you to have a lot of energy during the day because your body is not acidic and it's more alkaline based. So that's one great framework in addition to macros that you can use to make sure your nutrition is on point. All right, the fifth thing is self-medicating. Now, you might not realize, but the porn you're watching, the drugs you're doing, the drinks that you're overdoing, those are potentially self-medicating to bury or numb certain issues that you have in your life. Even video games or other things like social media, where your mind is basically wandering and you're not dealing with yourself and who you are in your reality. And while most of those things aren't necessarily bad in and of themselves, one thing that you need to really keep in mind is when you're overdoing these things to cover up things that you're self-medicating for. One way to combat this is to meditate, where you're basically taking yourself and you're training your mind to think in the present and keep your focus on exactly what's in front of you as opposed to looking down the future or worrying about all what's going on. So that's a huge thing, meditation. The other thing is to be around people that are going to inspire you to be the person that you can become. Now, if you're around people that are always negative, are always complaining, and always fear-driven, then that's gonna cause you to rely on some of these crutches in order to basically cope with your life. So in order to not self-medicate, you can meditate, and you can also watch your friend circle and make sure that your friends are gonna help you not want to self-medicate. The sixth and final thing that you're probably doing that you're not aware of that's dangerous for your health is to look at your phone before you're going to sleep. Now, if you don't do 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed, if you're looking at your screen, it's basically telling your mind that, hey, it's still light outside, and your sleep, even though you might get the same amount of sleep, it's not gonna be as high quality. It's gonna mess with your sleep cycle and is gonna cause you to have health issues down the road. I am an internet entrepreneur, so I'm on my phone and computer quite a bit, and sometimes it's hard for me to turn off work before going to sleep or winding down, which is something that I'm personally working on. And a couple ways to combat this is to make sure that you're using your night shift mode if you have an iPhone. And if you have an Android, I'm sure there's something similar, but it basically takes away the blue light and that has a more orange hue on your screen. So it makes your computer less so like it's light outside and helps your mind kind of wind down so you can get better sleep. And the other thing that you can use, and I currently have been using during the day, is a pair of blue light blockers. These ones I can leave a link in the description below. They have zero prescription and they look pretty darn good, I think at least. And they help you to take away some of the blue light that's coming from your computer or your phone screen, and it can help you tell your mind, all right, time's up, let's go back to sleep, let's recharge your batteries, and then get up in the morning so you can kill it and crush it and go after your purpose and your dreams. There you have it. There are the 6 things that you're probably doing that you weren't aware of that are damaging to your health. Do you have a business, fashion, or lifestyle question that you'd love to get my thoughts on? Well, if you do, go ahead and DM me on Instagram at The Upswing Report and give me maybe 3 to 5 paragraphs detailing your situation or whatever you'd want to get my thoughts on, and I'll take the best questions and I'll answer them in a video format kind of similar to this. That is it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!